Guys, our friends at Geology are celebrating their 5-year anniversary, and they're doing it with their biggest offer ever. Geology is a 24-time award-winning skin, hair, and body care company that creates simple and effective skincare and hair care routines customized just for you. All of their products are made with scientifically proven ingredients trusted by dermatologists and cosmetic chemists. I have been pairing the Deep Jasmine and Clove Hannah Super Clean Body Wash with the natural deodorant in the same scent, and I smell amazing. I've gotten a lot of compliments, and I'll tell you what, it's been simple. You take a 30-second diagnostics quiz, and their team of dermatologists will design a personalized routine that is shipped directly to your door. Right now, for a limited time, they are hooking you up with an absolute insane offer. Use my code CHAEL70 or scan the QR code on the screen, and they will give you an exclusive 70% off their award-winning skincare trial set. On top of that, you can get 30% on the add-on products of your choice when you add it to your trial. This is one of the best offers you will ever see. Get it before it's gone. Head to geology.com to level up your hygiene routine, or just click on the link below. I am so curious what Du Plessis' next move is going to be, right? I love to sit over here and be Professor Chael that's holding class in session and teach all of you pieces of psychology about the fight game. I love to do that. You know what? Du Plessis understands it pretty well. Du Plessis has done a damn good job in a very short period of time. And he struck out and he made sure that he got what was his within his mind. And at first that was attention. At first that was main card status. That moved in the top guys to move him up the rankings. That moved into title fight opportunities and the attention of the champion. And, I mean, if you want to talk about something that is cooled, that was so red hot that a lot of people couldn't touch it, right? That face-off between Adesanya and Du Plessis was so red hot, it was melting airwaves, and people wouldn't even reach out and touch. They weren't coming on the back of it. They weren't giving quotes. They were finding a way to discuss Adesanya and Du Plessis, but they weren't talking about that because it was so hot, but they were feeling it. Oh, were they feeling it? And Izzy's come out. And Izzy said, I do want to fight him next. Talking about Du Plessis. I do want to fight him next. But he's not guaranteed that fight. And if he wants to find his way out of that fight, keep acting like I owe you the fight. It was a very interesting comment by Adesanya. He said, I will make the decisions here, not you. I'm feeling as though you're getting a little big for your shoes there. And I will remind you, this is not up to you. I want it. It is my plan, but it's not up to you. I added a few words. That wasn't a quote of Adesanya, but that's what he said. And it was interesting. And he was just being honest. He didn't use any profanity. He didn't even raise his voice. He let it be known. And Du Plessis is good enough at this, in my opinion, that he could think of a counterattack, particularly if it's just verbal. He could think of a story, and as each day goes by, I expect him to do that. But as each day goes by, I don't get what I was expecting. Now, I'm not ready to pass an opinion yet. Du Plessis, for strategic reasons, could be waiting. He could know this is Sean's time. What I say is going to get buried. I'm going to wait. I'm going to come. I'm going to strike at the right time, which timing is everything. And by the way, you really wouldn't know. You could just have a strategy and go for it. You could have your hypothesis and your reasons why that was the right time. And maybe it wasn't, but I just share for you. There's a very good possibility that that is still coming. But it wouldn't change my opinion that Du Plessis knows how to do this. That Du Plessis has proven that. That Du Plessis has hit every ball that he has swung at. And if Du Plessis doesn't do it, if he doesn't attack the psychology of the base to get to Izzy, to get the fight, it's because he didn't want to. And I don't think that's true. The Du Plessis that Robert Whittaker had to deal with, there isn't 5 middleweights in history that could have dealt with that guy. And the mask was on versus Whittaker. They had never touched each other. So when you have this guy that's winning world championships and he's announced that everybody likes him and he's selling out everybody, man, he's this big deal. He's everything that you're hoping to be. There's a mask. There's an allure around him. He gets in the ring. You look up and go, man, that's that guy. And sitting around watching him. I watched him win championship, right? It's one of these things, and it's very difficult. Du Plessis and Adesanya had a workout. It was very interesting. They're over in Thailand, like the world's worst place to train for fighting, but they're over in Thailand doing a grappling workout. Okay, I just tell the story the way it is. They're in Thailand, which does one thing, which is kickboxing, and the two of them have a grappling workout. Fair enough, but that takes the mask off. Now you know the guy. Now you know the guy, and it's very different. The competition looks different. You will largely perform better. I mean, I'm really trying to go out of my way to make sure that I'm clear that I do believe in Du Plessis. I think he's fantastic. There's another game outside of the cage, and Du Plessis played it well. If he wants the Izzy fight and he wants to be the one, he doesn't need to acquiesce and stand down and say, oh, yes, you're the boss. He doesn't need to do those things. There's a way to do it, and Izzy's not expecting him to do that, by the way. Izzy's giving him a crown bust, but he's not like actually holding him to it. That was Izzy getting his energy out and getting his spot out for the day before he turns to something else. He'll come back and do another spot with the next reporter another day. I mean, I'm just sharing for you. It's a back and forth. It's a tennis match. I haven't seen Du Plessis go. I have not seen anything within this sport die down as big as that. And it's so ripe for the taking, right? The first time I heard Izzy talk about Du Plessis, I did not know he was talking about Du Plessis. He didn't say Du Plessis. As a matter of fact, he said, I'm not even going to say his name. I thought he was talking about Chimaev. Izzy said, I'm going to drag him all over Africa. I didn't know who he meant. And then there was something like where Chimaev had visa issues. And by rumor, like there's only a part of the world he could go. So that's where I thought like the drag and the Africa specifically came from. I didn't know who he meant. I didn't know he had this heat with Du Plessis. And I found it to be very, very interesting. I found it to be very compelling. And they've had a massive back and forth on this. Somehow there was some interview and China got brought into it. And if you're fighting over territory, if you're fighting over turf, which every high schooler out there has a rival, and it's about territory, like we all get that. It was a really effective angle, but that angle is playing out right in front of you. There is an entire marketing campaign going on right now that Izzy's going to fight at home. We're taking him home. We're bringing him home. We're bringing him to you. The fight's going to happen in Australia. I mean, it's right there to go right back to the script that was red hot, but those guys found a way to maneuver it. It's right in front of him. I think Dricus is going to do it. I do. But there is something going on. That's also true. There was something going on after that face-off. There was something that happened during that face-off where Dricus, who had only spoke about Izzy, went to the back and started talking about Robert Whittaker. Now, you can regroup. By the way, I don't hold this against him. It's not a long-term thing. I'm just sharing with you. It doesn't seem like we've regrouped yet. It's just an observation. Izzy's right, though. He will pick who he fights next. And he will tell us that night. Should he beat Sean Strickland, which is a hard fight, by the way. A lot harder fight than you might know. But should he beat Sean Strickland, he will let us know that night. And there doesn't seem to be anybody else that's poking their head up. There doesn't seem anybody. I'm taking a good look at the Chimaev-Paulo Costa fight, but that's another month out. I don't think those two are going to do what's necessary to get Izzy to say their name. I don't think there's anyone else there that's going to get their name called. But I can assure you, Izzy will call a name. And that's the update. That's where that stands. I miss it. I miss that feud. I miss the fun that we were having a short 5 weeks ago. But I'm not convinced it's not going to come back. However, I am convinced if it doesn't come back, it's because one of them didn't want it to.